Imagine waking up to a world where the US and Canada were bitter enemies, where American troops marched north, and Canadian forces fought back in a brutal war. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you it almost happened, more than once? The US and Canada have come dangerously close to war throughout history. One of the closest calls? A top-secret US military plan to invade Canada in the 1930s. Yes, you heard that right. The US actually had a detailed plan to take over its peaceful neighbor. But why? What led to this shocking idea? And how did it almost ignite a war between two of the world's closest allies today? To understand how close the US and Canada came to war, we have to go back, way back. The tension started long before Canada was even a country. After the American Revolution, the British still controlled Canada, and the US wanted to expand northward. Then came the War of 1812, when the US actually invaded Canada multiple times, believing Canadians would welcome them as liberators. They didn't. Instead, British and Canadian forces burned down the White House in retaliation. This rivalry continued for decades. By the early 20th century, border disputes, military buildups, and strategic interests made war a very real possibility. And then came War Plan Red, the US government's actual strategy to invade and conquer Canada. Fast forward to the 1930s. The US War Department was preparing for worst-case scenarios, including a potential war with Britain. Their plan? Attack Canada first. The strategy called for US forces to capture Halifax to block British reinforcements, launch attacks on Montreal and Toronto to cut supply lines, and seize Vancouver to control the Pacific coast. Here's the crazy part. The US actually built secret airfields near the Canadian border in preparation for this invasion. But war never came. Canada got wind of the plan and started preparing defenses, and then World War II changed everything. The US and Britain became allies against a much bigger threat, Nazi Germany. Just like that, a war that could have reshaped North America was avoided. But what if it had happened? Would Canada exist today? Would it be the 51st state of the US? While the US had the advantage in numbers and firepower, Canada would not have gone down without a fight. British reinforcements could have turned the tide, and instead of a quick victory, the war might have dragged on for years. It's one of history's greatest what-if moments. Today, the US and Canada share the longest undefended border in the world. Instead of fighting over land, they fight over hockey games, maple syrup, and whose accent sounds funnier. But history has a way of surprising us. One wrong move, one political shift, and things could have turned out very differently. What do you think? If history had played out another way, would Canada be part of the US today? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love crazy history stories, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.